Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. It's 6:40 in the evening, late at night. I'm doing research, I'm talking online, I'm doing my due diligence, I'm speaking to my contacts, and I'm getting ready. This is bad news for you. Bad news for you if you are not paying attention. However, fantastic news if you are paying attention, and you've only got maybe a few hours to go. What am I talking about? If you want to know what I'm talking about, I'm only going to be here for a couple of minutes. My dinner is on the table. I don't have a tie on. I'm not really in the studio properly, but I've got some bad news if you're not prepared and some great news if you are. And there's only a few hours to go. I told you tonight we were preparing for a breakout. I believe it. I bought the stocks down and I'm ready. However, bad news if you're not paying attention. Tap the like button. Share this out if you want this news to go out and you want to be updated of future videos. By tapping the like button, YouTube say, okay, you like this, we'll show you some more. If you don't tap the like button, you'll miss it. So tap the like button. Consider subscribing. We're about to hit 76,000 subscribers tonight. That's very exciting. But I've got some bad news for you. Really bad news. Wiping out your entire portfolio if you don't know this. Okay? Look at this. This is one of my indicators. As you know, I have contacts and speak to people at Bank of America. There is my Bank of America position there. As you can see, it popped up after hours and it's been going dead straight. That tells me a lot when I correspond that, connect the dots to other things. What are those other things? Well, this morning we had CPI. No one paid attention to it this morning because of what was going on with tariffs, the ups and downs of the market. No one paid attention and it was great news. Now, I have lots of software that tells me what's trending, who's looking at what, and so on. No one was paying any attention or talking anything about CPI today. It was hardly making any trends, any news anywhere. In fact, it was down about 90% from what it would normally be on a normal day. That's bad news if you're not paying attention. It's great if you are. Now, why is this happening and what do I mean? Well, hedge funds are shorting the market, trying to drive it down. There was no reason for what happened today, but if you look at it, we actually set a higher low. Okay, things are moving up from where they were a couple of days ago when everything dramatically sold off. I was buying more, and then today we sold off and it's going up. It's trying to break out. We know the market want to buy. I'm talking to lots of people with big money waiting for a signal to buy, but they're also waiting for a signal to catch everybody out. What do I mean? This is what I mean. Tomorrow, can you see on my screen down there? PPI. What is PPI? Prices tomorrow morning, the inflation number, the preferred number from the Fed. And this morning we did CPI and it was a huge beat, a huge beat. I have never yet seen all these different situations come together in correlation where the PPI is not also a great beat. It's going to be a great beat tomorrow and the market could explode tomorrow. It's primed like a flipping gun, ready to go off. No one's paying attention. We're talking about Trump and what's going on and no one's looking at this. Let me show you these numbers. Producer prices in the morning, 7:30 a.m. I'm going to go early because I want to be in contact with everyone that helps me and supports me with information. And I'm going to be adjusting my positions to suit. But I bought a lot more today. You know I have. I've gone all in. Producer prices in the US were unchanged in February from January, following an upwardly revised of 0.6 rise in the previous period and below forecast of a 0.3 gain. It is the lowest rate in 7 months. Now, with services prices falling 0.2, the largest decline since July 24, led by a 1.4 fall in margins for machinery and vehicle wholesaling, prices were also lower for food, alcohol, retailing, automobiles, retailing, apparel, footwear and accessories, chemicals, wholesaling and residential real estate loans. On the other hand, prices of goods increased 0.3, the fifth consecutive rise with with 2/3 of increase attributable to prices from chicken, eggs, jump 53.6, prices of pork, fresh, dried vegetables, electric power, tobacco products, and carbon steel scrap also moved higher. Year-on-year, producer prices rose 3.2, below an uply revised 3.7 in January and forecast 3.3. The core PPI declined by 0.1 on the month and 3.4 on the year. Massive drops today from the CPI. But we know all about eggs. It just mentioned eggs there. With that, we know that's down. We know power's down. Expect a really good PPI in the morning. The markets aren't talking about it. All my trending software, which tells me what Bloomberg, CNBC, everyone's talking about, everyone's Googling, no one is paying attention to inflation. They're focused on tariffs. I know it sounds hard to believe. You'd think everybody would be aware of everything. It kind of makes sense. But you know what? People are lazy. People are essentially lazy they want the easiest option. They're not paying attention. And I'm telling you now, the market is primed for an explosion. Now, this is what I'm doing. As you can see, my buying power is $28,000. I've massively increased that recently. You know why? I've explained it all before. If we go down to VU, I will show you what I'm doing with my real money. This is my real money. These are my real shares. I have $290,000 now in VU. $290,000. 100% of my portfolio is in VU. If you go down here, I mean, this is incredible when you think I started with $5,000. Look at my position today. If you see that, I bought 10 shares at 474, another 10 shares at 473. That's like 10 grand just today, 20 shares today, and that follows a massive great buying all the way down the last few days. All right, I've been going all in, 18 shares, 10 shares, 300 grand here worth of VU, all in on everything. I am all in, but I'm just buying the stock. I'm not doing margin or options or anything like that. I'm just all in with real money and so on and so forth. I never do options. I never short. But you know who does short the market? Hedge fund managers. They're all doing it right now, trying to hold the market down. Nobody knows what to do. Influencers on CNBC and Bloomberg are coming on saying, you should do this, you should do that, but no one's actually doing anything. No one actually knows. The best people in the business don't know. They're all sitting around guessing, but I have given you my same outlook now for a year, telling you it's a 10% year, but we dropped 25%. So for me, it's a 35% year, which will be eclipsed last year, except now I've gone all in on a much greater scale. So folks, I'm telling you now, from all my indicators, everything that I see, everyone is ignoring what's going on, but they're also hoping that you're ignoring what's going on. One of my contacts here, one of my indicators, the Bank of America, popped on the after hours, and it's going completely and utterly straight. Now, when I combine that with the news, my CPI, PPI data that I've collected over the last 4 years, and seeing what happens when one does one and one does another, and also looking at my trends when no one's talking about it, listening to what's being said on CNBC and Bloomberg, this tells me, I said it tonight, we're about to get a breakout, a face-ripping breakout. And I said to you, it's a $60,000 day. Yesterday was a $36,000 day. This could be a $60,000 day. All right, I believe it. I've done it. I've made my preparations. If tomorrow PPI comes in below inflation, and it absolutely will, because the tariffs will not be in the PPI tomorrow. I'm absolutely confident that PPI will be down tomorrow. I'll cover it live. You will expect to see a rally. If we don't, I'll be absolutely flummoxed, absolutely surprised. I'm ready for it. Everyone knows it. They're waiting for the last minute. They want to drive it down. They want you to sell out. There's lots of talk now about capitulation on Wall Street about retail investors, and they can't understand why retail investors are buying certain products, and I have to agree. Some of the leverage products is ridiculous. Retail is getting it right by buying the dip and staying in, but they're buying the wrong thing. A lot of people are buying VU. VU has had one of its biggest years this year, which is fantastic. The retail version of the S&P, which is great. But many more are buying these leverage products, which is ridiculous, and they're going to get wiped out. So be careful. Just be a good, solid investor. Be in, be ready. I'm in. I'm ready, and I'm very, very excited about the morning. So I've got a link in the chat for you now, and you can go directly to the extra channel. In fact, I don't have it. I'm going to give it to you now. I just realized it's not there. We're running 24/7 now, 7 days a week, around the clock. We're replaying the previous stream, so if you missed it, there's the link in the chat. I'll pin it to the top. People are watching this now in 69 countries and 14 languages, and soon we're going to be going audio in those languages as well. That's me talking in all those foreign languages. That's a new service that I've got on the extra. I haven't even got that on the main channel, but it's on the extra because it's 24/7. It's really, really cool. Thank you to YouTube for giving that to me. So what I strongly suggest you do is, as I finish now in the next 10 seconds, go over to extra. The chat is live. You can see this is me in the studio talking to you right now. If I go live, you'll see it'll go in the dark. There we go. There's me talking to you now. This is our replay from earlier. This is Donald Trump, what you may have missed. And this chat here is completely live. This is live right now. People are chatting, supporting each other, giving each other information. And you may notice, and you may wonder why this is. I'll show you something now. This was our 1 year anniversary today on the channel. And because it's our 1 year anniversary, every time people join on the anniversary date, they go into the Founders Club. So look at this. Look what happened today. We had hundreds of members. Look at this. Absolutely incredible. People joining today, being part of the family. Absolutely incredible. So go and check that out. That's running live right now. So there we go. Get ready for the morning. It's going to be a big day. I'm expecting a face-ripping rally. The market is set to confuse you. All the trends explain that. All my indicators explain that. So get ready. Don't be surprised if it dips throughout the night, but it could also pop at 3 in the morning. I always notice at 3 in the morning, there's some big action when people expect a face-ripping rally. I'm always up watching that. I don't miss anything, all right? So there you go. I'm going to end this stream. Thank you very much for joining me. Now join me on Extra if you want to be kept up to date, live, with it all night. Don't miss it. Life-changing money tomorrow. That's my prediction. That's what I'm expecting. If PPI comes in low, we're going to get rate cuts. The market will be stimulated. Everyone knows it. They just don't want you to notice. And so far, they're doing a very good job. Just look at all the trends. You can find these things out on Google and you know exactly what's going on. Add that to everything else and you know exactly what's going on. Over here, there'll be 2 links to the morning. I'll put those up there when this video renders in about 20 minutes. Join me on Extra Live right now and then join me in the morning. You can't afford to miss it. Take care of yourselves and each other.